Okay. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Okay. Alright. Let's see, we've already turned in the research. Let's talk to Josephine again. Josephine is actually one of the females you can date in the game.
Good day to you.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
Sir Griffith of Tenerim, a most distinguished knight of the realm. He's defeated darkspawn, slain demons, chased down abominations. Just don't ask him about it over dinner. He spares no detail.
Good to know. Note that all these dignitaries she always talks about seeing, yeah, you never actually get to see them, if that makes any sense. Oh, there are boxes down in this little room, but like I said, if you're a mage or a warrior, you're kind of doomed, because in all of the Dragon Age series, only rogues can unlock any doors or boxes if they're locked. So that'll make it harder on me. Before I go traveling anywhere, I want to make sure I talk to a few people. Like our Nightingale. In Dragon Age Origins, you could date her. She was so sexy. Nowadays, she's kind of badass.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood. To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing? You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
Okay. Unlike everybody else, there are only 3 people you can say anything you want to without pissing them off. And that is Liliana, Cullen, and Josephine. Those are the only followers in the entire thing you can say anything you want to without making them super pissed at you. But with Liliana, I try not to piss her off because she is the the Nightingale. She is the master of spies and could probably have me assassinated if she really wanted to. I always do. I'm as confused as you, but I might do. I can't speak for Andraste.
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
Then we can only guess at what he wants. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
No, some of the things I'm about to ask her are from where I went to DragonAgeKeep.com and made my own storyline, because the things I ask her are stuff that happened in the first game. Oh, it's a choice that was made in the first game, and I figured it'd be fun to see if she had that choice. I made it to where she died in the first game, Because there is that option in the first game. You can choose to kill Liliana. And I decided, hey, why not? She's dead. But apparently, she's still alive. So, I don't know how that happened.
Maybe you should be angry at the people who murdered her.
If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. Once I was sure I died. I did die. Who else but the Maker could have resurrected me? But if he didn't save me to help the Divine, then why? Why am I still alive?
Wait, you died?
It was right there, at the temple by the urn of sacred ashes. We found the urn, proved the legends were true, but the hero of Ferelden corrupted them. And all I wanted at that moment was vengeance. It was a fight I couldn't win. But I didn't care. And the hero struck me down. I awoke later in agony. The ashes were gone. I can't explain how I survived.
I've actually done that in the first game. I chose to corrupt the ashes, and she attacked me out of nowhere. I mean, like, literally, we were on the same team. I put the blood in the ashes. The moment I put the blood in the ashes, she turned on me like a vulture and tried to kill me, so I ended up killing her. No, she did not come like she says. She stayed dead, so, you know, I don't know where they added that whole I came to life seconds later thing. I mean, I checked. She was still dead. Very much dead.
So I'm not the only one that survived certain death here.
There is magic in this place. Strange, old magic. Every mage I've put to work on it is mystified. They never find answers. Only more questions. Enough wallowing. I should never have let you see me like this. Such weakness. Come, to work then. We will speak later.
But, you enjoy showing me your weakness. I got to sleep with you in the first game. She used to be so noble. Now she's kind of scary.
I hope my hunch was wrong.
Well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports. There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
At this point, if you get her storyline to a certain point later on, you can make her more agreeable later on if you stop her from doing this. Note, she will not, and I do mean will not, be happy at you for stopping her from killing the traitor, but I always just remain silent and let her kill the traitor, but I think this time we'll tell her the traitor shouldn't die.
Wait, what are you doing?
He betrayed us. He murdered my agent.
And you'd kill him, just like that?
You find fault with my decision?
See? Already she's getting uppity and mad at me. I mean, I could understand any normal person would be like, kill the traitor, down with him, off with his head, but, I don't know. I just thought I'd be different this time and stop her from doing it. Killing him is a waste. I don't know, should I tell her killing him is a waste, or killing isn't the answer? Because I can go either way on this. The bubble doesn't always give the little indicators to tell you what the answer is.
If he has knowledge, then he's a resource. Use him.
He's a loose end who could escape and get word to our enemies. Butler's betrayal put our agents in danger. I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
See? She's so demanding. Ugh. She was so much cooler in the first game. See, ideals are crucial. You should like what you do. Find a better way. Huh. I don't know. 1, 2, or 3, people. We got ideals are crucial. You should like what you do. Or find a better way. Because she is being completely unreasonable about this. Okay, maybe not completely unreasonable, but unreasonable enough to where she irritates me. Ooh, I like it.
I expected better from the Inquisition spy master.
You've made that point clear. Apprehend Butler, but see that he lives. Now if you're happy, I have more work to do.
No. No matter what you say, half the time there is no pleasing this woman. She's always so angry and just, well, angry.
Reports of fate rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Okay. I know most people in games like this, they don't want to do this part. Where you have to, there is no cutscene, you have to physically ask the questions and listen to it. But, in order to get anywhere in their own personal storylines, which is actually very worth it, by the way, you have to talk to them. Like, one-on-one, you have to ask them every question you possibly can. But like I said, be careful with everybody else when you're asking all these questions, and you answer, they answer, but you ask it the wrong way. Sometimes they can disagree with the fact that you even asked it to begin with, so you gotta be really careful about that.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
They called you the left hand of the divine.
That they did. What of it?
What is the point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. Sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
The reason this is important is because, well, what she said is because later on you have 3 different choices you can make. To replace the divine, you know, the head nun lady who died, only 3 people are chosen that could possibly replace her. And that would be Liliana, Cassandra, or this nun that I'm about to go talk to. You know, in the other map. But each one has a way they're wanting to do stuff. Liliana wants to change the way everything works altogether. Like, take down the circle towers, do this, do that, you know. She wants to take the whole system and completely rearrange it and change it because she thinks it could be better. You know. It does actually tell you what your decision did at the end of the game, by the way. Like, there's this little storybook thing that tells you exactly what your choices did for the rest of Thedas. Which I think is kind of cool.
I'll try not to break anything.
That's good to hear.
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
So you were her spy master too?
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
So basically her spy master.
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
In other words, you're telling me no.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken, lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
We'll talk more later.
Okie dokie then. Like I said, not the best person for our conversation. Oh, wait. That reminds me. I gotta stop by the bar. No, not to drink. You can actually collect the songs that the bard in the tavern sings. She's actually one of the best singers in the game. Besides Liliana. Liliana's got a beautiful voice. But the bard, definitely second close. She's pretty good for someone who's not moving her lips. Yes, no autographs.
We were wrong to be afraid of the mages. I have always respected magic. I think the Maker blessed your rebellion, and I mean, I'm Flissa. Can I get you a drink?
Magic can be dangerous, but it's just a tool, like any other.
Yes, exactly. I've always said that. Like a hammer or a sword that tears open the sky. As I said, I'm Flissa. The Inquisition soldiers needed a place to unwind, so Liliana brought me in to set up a tavern. Nothing fancy, but it's safer for the soldiers than looking for trouble in some village.
She seems a little bit scared of me. Just a little bit.
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harris is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segret. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
You said Leliana asked you to run an Inquisition tavern. How did you meet?
Dumb luck, maybe. I managed an inn back in Denerim. When I heard interesting gossip, I'd pass word to Liliana. Sometimes it was helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes. I didn't realize she meant this.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
Uh-huh. See, I only got 4 out of 21 songs. I don't think I've ever been able to collect all 21. I've gotten close. Like, really close. Like, I got to, like, the 1920s. Somewhere around in that area.
Master Harry said we weren't to sell Inquisition blades. What Harry doesn't know. Heard him. You're awake and out of Lady Cassandra's clutches. And here I paid that little knife-ear to inform me the moment you were free. No matter, no matter. Segret, honored to meet you. Thank you for all you've done. Hopefully, we'll still do.
What do you think I'll be doing exactly?
Word's already spreading that if anyone can close that blighted thing in the sky, it's you. Anything you need is yours. For a reasonable price, of course. Supplies are a little tight, given circumstances.
Uh-huh.
What kind of person stays to run a shop at a time like this?
The kind with nowhere else to go. Those blasted demons destroy most of my goods. If I stay here, work some contacts, I can start rebuilding. Maybe, just maybe, help you folks out in the process.
I hope everybody can hear it all right.
You must speak with most everyone here. How are people doing?
Hope and fear in equal measure. No one really knows what it means when an Inquisition is called. Yet. I imagine it's no better for you. You've got my sympathies, for what it's worth.
Until later.
Stay safe.
I don't like buying things from him. His prices are just not worth it.
I spoke with Commander Cullen.
Note, this little box I'm checking, not everybody will have it. It's part of the extra downloads that are available for the game. There are a ton of downloads for the game. And that box is one of them. It gives you access to the dragon fire stuff. Like the outfit I'm wearing is part of the Kunari download. This is what a Kunari mage would wear. I'm only wearing it because it's like the toughest thing I've got so far. Yay! I get to go talk to Cullen. I always get so excited when I talk to Cullen. Last time I played, I married him. Because there are only 2 people out of everybody in the game that you can marry. And Cullen and Sarah are the only 2 people in the game you can marry. But Cullen only likes females who are human, elf. I've never seen him go out with a Kunari. And Sarah can only go out with females because she's a lesbian. Technically, Sarah goes for the Kunari females first because she's just in the back. So, you know, there are a few people who have gotten Sarah to say yes to a dude or, you know, to get Cullen to say yes to a dude, but that's rare and takes a lot of persuading.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Log with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Conclave destroyed, a giant hole in the sky. Things aren't looking good.
Which is why we're needed. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new Divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
See, the little heart symbol is a flirting gesture. I could choose to flirt with him, but I'm not gonna because I know for a fact he's not into dudes, so... I don't know. I've never flirted with him with a dude, so I might do that anyway, just because I can. Why not?
No, but if you have one prepared, I'd love to hear it.
Another time, perhaps.
Woohoo, it worked!
Still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
For shame, Cullen. For shame. Technically, if you want to make the most ironic character ever, you'd make a mage, and then you'd date Cullen. Because technically, Dragon Age, the whole game is centered around the fact that mages and Templars don't get along. So, the fact that your character is a mage, if you choose to be, if your character was a mage and you dated Cullen, that'd be a Templar and a mage pretty much being together.
You traveled some distance to reach Haven. You're from the Circle in Ostwick?
I had to be away, I'm not used to travel. But us does.
I spent the better part of my life there. Feels strange to be away.
It does at times. I'm still getting used to it myself. It's been interesting. I'm sorry. The Circle isn't the most pleasant topic of conversation right now. Or ever. Shall we speak of something else?
Yes, yes. You can ask him if he is with anybody. The only time you gotta worry about flirting with people is after you've chosen who you're... If you want to date somebody, there are several people in the game that you can date. After you're with that person, anybody else you flirt with will make your spouse mad. Very mad, apparently.
Did you leave anyone behind in Kirkwall?
No. I fear I made few friends there, and my family's in Ferelden.
No one special caught your interest?
I can't say I was looking. Honestly, I was not good company back then.
You're not looking, are you? Perhaps I might interest you. I'm not gonna flirt with him too much because, you know.
I take it you're not looking now.
between the needs of the Inquisition and... well, I can't say that I am.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars at our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
13? Still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Prior to the Conclave, I'd only encountered Templars in the Circle. Did they do anything besides guard mages?
Templars protected. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in the Circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates, or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession at the least.
See, he's not such a bad person.
I know how I spent my time in the Circle. But what was a typical day for a Templar?
Typical. The last time I was in a Circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that day?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the Circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
We would spend all day with Templars, and yet they rarely spoke to us.
A habit often mistaken for coldness, I'm sure. But we are expected to keep a certain distance from our charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
Basically, think of the Mage Tower like a giant prison. Like, you're in the tower, you've got free roam to read the books, go to sleep, interact with your fellow mages, but constantly throughout the tower, there'd be the Templars there, simply standing there like those statues you see of the big suits of armor. Basically, they do that. They stand around and they stare at you. And just wait for you to mess up so they can pretty much kill you if need be. You know? And the fact that they don't talk to each other, they don't talk to the mages, and the mages aren't allowed to talk to them, that kind of goes bad. Just a little bit.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Do you enjoy your training?
Learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
The Templars take vows. I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages, that sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Basically, for the Templars, lyrium is like liquefied crack for them. Once they start taking it, if they ever stop, their brain is slowly going to become pudding, basically. They're going to start hallucinating, their mind will get scrambled like they have extreme Alzheimer's, even at a really young age. So that's why they're never, ever to stop taking the stuff. But at the same time, taking it doesn't do them any good either. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Cullen, however, has stopped taking it a long time ago. The bum. So the master of your army is trying to de-drug himself.
Yes? I should get to know you better. We're working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
I grew up in Ferelden near Hong. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order. But Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion. Turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I'll let you return to your work.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
I'm not done with you, don't go anywhere.
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
In that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. I sympathize with their frustrations.
That's all for now.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Okay. I've talked to him all I need to. Ah, Cassandra. You have to be careful with her. Even though she's a female, and she's also one of the dateable females in the game, who only dates men, by the way. Flirting with her is dangerous. Sometimes she does not always like the fact that you're flirting with her in the first place.
You're kind kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
Okay, even if you've decided your character does not believe in the Maker, it's always good to let her think you believe in the Maker, because that is the only way to get on her good side. She is one of the most difficult followers to get to like you at all. Even a little bit.
I believe he exists.
That's comforting. Surely the Maker put us both on this path for a reason. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us. It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you. But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
The Circle of Magi at Ostwick. At least until the rebellion began.
Yes, I suppose that would have required you to stay on the move. Tell me, do you consider the Free March as your home? Are you eager to go back?
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Just being friendly. Normally I would flirt with her, but I'm not sure how that'll go. See, just being friendly. Suspicious, aren't you? Just tell me. You never order her around. Oh dear God, never do that. I'll flirt with her, see what happens, I suppose. Oh, wait. No, just No. I think it's just being friendly that I have to talk, that I say to her. Cause I want to flirt with her, but at the same, that's like the quickest way to get some of your allies to like you is to flirt with them, but I don't know. I'm not sure if she'll entirely. She's one of the old-fashioned females. She prefers to be wooed with like flowers and chocolates and all that other stuff. Why not? I'll flirt with her and see what happens.
Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Is that right?
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost.
See? She
daughter
disapproved.
of the Royal House of Navarra,
Darn it.
78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
They're not on very good terms with your family, then.
I do not visit, if that's what you mean. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Now you know you'll know you're on extremely good terms with her if you ask her what happened to her brother and she tells you. Okay. I've only ever been able to get that out of her on the first try once.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Darn.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
thought she could really change things.
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
That's what happens with stories that become legends.
I am not a legend, nor was I then. I was a young woman barely out of training. To hear others tell it, I alone saved divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral that I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and most holy gratitude. Many of them died at the conflict.
That's rather typical of the Chantry, isn't it?
Even worse, few know of the Knight Commander's involvement at all. That sort of willful blindness needs to change.
I'll let you get back to work.
Greetings.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of
Darn.
Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
I'll let you get back to work.
Okay, so I can't ask her about her life. Let's see.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
But what are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars?
No. The Order didn't assume command until after the rebellion. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
You think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, but that depends on the individual.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages under control. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her actions were justified. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
You're right. Something should have been done.
When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
I've no more questions.
Yes?
May I ask you about the Chantry?
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
If you ask my opinion, it is. Absolutely. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
So what should that new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the Divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
What influence does Chancellor Roderick really wield?
He's a bureaucrat, responsible for communicating the Divine's will to the rest of the Chantry. Therefore, he's accustomed to the clerics hanging on his every word, hoping his influence will benefit them. Despite that, Roderick is not a bad man. He's frightened, and believes his place is to fill the gap left by Most Holy's death. Some might agree. As far down the chain of command as he is, there is no one left above him.
How big a problem could he be?
No more than he is already. He sent his message to the College of Clerics. That is the only card he had to play. Dealing with him further only lends him credibility he doesn't deserve.
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinian?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new Divine. Sometimes it takes days, or weeks, or even months. The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the Conclave.
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the grand consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
If they do choose a new divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend on what type of divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new divine could expect such obedience now.
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Thank you.
I think I asked her every question I could.
Yes.
Yep.
That's enough for now.
All except for the one about her brother. And I know she's not going to tell me that. Okay.
So if we get better horses, do you think that'll make a difference?
Oh, that's right. The little stars next to weapons and everything doesn't go away until you've actually looked at every single one of the weapons. Well, the schematics for the weapons. Normally, at the beginning, you wouldn't have this many schematics, but once you defeat the game even once, you get this thing called a golden nug. Basically like a gold statue of a large rat. And what it does is it makes it to where any schematics you ever got in the entire game can be transferred to every one of the characters you make from now. That's the reason I have so many schematics. Pretty much I have almost every schematic that you could get in the entire game. I know. That does not make the game any easier, because it's still a challenge even with every schematic. I do, however, need to see how much money I've got so I can go to the Black Emporium, which is another download. The Black Emporium is actually one of the free downloads for the game. And it is extremely worth it, because in the Black Emporium you can buy legendary schematics, regular schematics, you can change your character's looks, you can buy, based on your level, you can buy leathers and other things you need. I know one thing, I need a sturdier outfit. This outfit can't have arms or legs attached to it, so it's pretty much useless to me. And based on what material you make your armor and weapons out of, that determines what level, like, armor rating it has or damage it does. Except for stabs. With stabs, it just determines how much damage it does and what element it does. I prefer ice and lightning. I only use fire because of the bears. I hate those bears. Sorry, I know it takes forever to do this, but it needs to be done because if I just leave the little stars, if I get a new schematic, I won't be able to tell what's new and what's old. Okay. Let's see. I need to see what kind of armor I can craft. That is a hat. Oh, here we go. Nope. The skin that stalks. That's the one I want to make. I need 23 cloth. Eesh. 23 plus 10. Let's see, 33 cloth. Oh boy. Then I need 10 leather, and then I need 10 more cloth under the utility. Oy, something tells me this is gonna be expensive. Not counting the I'm hoping the arms and legs you can put on it. I could be wrong. Tier 4 light armor schematic. And skin that stalks. There is one way to check. Save. Wait for it to save. Then go into load. Switch characters. Wait, is that a rogue? Yep. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to my character that I beat the game with and see if I have see if I have one of my mages wearing that armor. Because I like that armor, but at the same time there are certain armors that even though they look amazing and their armor rating is amazing, they can't have arms and legs attached to them. Which I would prefer it if I had arms and legs. Aha! Why am I almost dead? Oh yeah, that's why. Okay, inventory, armor. That is... I think that's the... Yep. Looks like it. It can only have a sigil. Ah, dang it. Where's my mage? I know I've got one. I don't got one. Oh, yeah. I saw what I needed to see though. Crap. Inventory. Armor. Yeah. Yeah, it can only have a sigil on it. Dang it. Well, that sucks. So, making that armor would be a waste. That's what I didn't like about that armor. I loved its design, but without arms and legs, it'd be kind of pointless. Just a little bit. I could always put him in a trench coat. I always did love that look. Okay. Options, gameplay. No, it doesn't exactly tell you which one can have arms and legs. I wish it did. I really do. Let's see, the skin that stalks. I know the Keeper's robe. The refined battle mage coat. Oh. Technically, I'd only need 21 cloth for that. Yeah. I just need 21 formal attire. Yeah, I need 21 cloth. That'll actually be better. 21 cloth. Let me make a note of this. 21 cloth. Utility cloth. 5. I know me. If I don't make a note of this, I will forget. Okay. To the Black Emporium. Quest map. Confirm. No, I do not want a party with me to go to Black Emporium. Last thing I need is a bunch of people tripping me up while I'm trying to navigate this tiny room. And whether or not the cloth is defense or utility on your armor when you're making it is important. Because each cloth and leather and all that under defense and utility will do something different. This guy is loud, so be warned.
Send my regards to the Lady Ambassador. Her ancestor visited the Emporium in the Blessed Age. I sold her a candle mounted with the severed hand of a first acolyte of Razikiel.
He's a funny old guy.
I wonder, do the Montiliers still have it in their possession? I should like to see it again.
He's a funny old man that's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 legs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I have quite an extensive library on the history of forbidden magic. It's back there, somewhere. I think. I haven't been able to turn my head to look for 2 centuries.
Oh no, he's pretty odd looking, but that's okay. Okay. Cloth. I need 21 cloth. Could make it out of velveteen. $19. I only need 2 more pieces. Okay, 21 velveteen. Defense cloth. Hold on, first I should probably see what the cloth I got does. Defense. Magic defense, that'll. Semi. Spirit damage. Ooh, I need, let's see, I only got 1 of those. I would need 6, no, 5 more of those. Let's start with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woohoo! Got my defense cloth. Yes! Defense leather. Oh, I need a utility cloth too. Dang it. Magic. I got all excited for nothing. Is that leather? That's leather. Wait, what does it do under defense? Yes! It's exactly what I need. 1. 2. 3, 4, 5. Defense leather. I need 3 more of those. Do I got enough? I do. Woot! Defense leather. Fuck. Now, what was I looking for? Oh, defense cloth. That's right. Let's see. Cotton. Defense. Healing bonus from all sources. Magic defense. Spirit resistance. Electrical resistance. Alright. Definitely the one that, I got 8. And all I need is 6, so I got that covered. Let's check into some of this other stuff. Strength, utility, strength, and a stance test. See, I always look into some metal just in case. Drakestone. As you raise level, the different types of cloth and leather and other things you have access to you'll get access to more stuff. Melee defense. I've already got a lot of iron. Alright, let's go back to Haven and make ourselves some armor. Yes, I would like to go back to Haven without an escort. Thank you. Okay. Why? Because as impressive as this armor I'm wearing is, it doesn't do much for protection. I need something else that will protect my butt. Besides, I look good in a trench coat. Velveteen. See, at the beginning, it'll tell you how high it can go. Like, the highest this coat can go in armor rating is 187. But depending on what I make it out of, depends on whether or not it's got 187. Let's see. Defense cloth. Spear resistance. Fire resistance. Full fire. The Fade Walker Battle Mage coat. Love it. Okay. Now let's go down. Oh, wrong button. And see if we can't get some arms and leg for it. Mail armor. See what kind of arms and legs I have access to. That is hideous. I know it shouldn't matter, but it's hideous, and I would never put that on my armor. That's not much better. Chanter mail legs. Chanter armored legs. Cloth and utility and defense. Defense leather, defense cloth, defense metal, and defense. Why not? I always take a look at each one. What would this offer? Cold resistance and why not? I'll have to wait till I earn some more stuff to get the arms. 6 cloth. Coat arms. Armor arms. Yeah, I might have to do the armored ones when I get enough. Yeah, why not? Revere Defender's Helm. The knightly helmet. Or no, Legion helmet. Ooh. $19. That does 23. That does 23. 10% stagger on being hit, or I need melee defense. I really do. Okay, inventory. It's a necessary part of doing what's right. Yes. Modify armor. Here we go. Alright. And the fun thing about this game is no matter what you anytime you change your weapons or your armor in the cutscenes, it'll show that you've changed it. But I'm also required to make sure that the rest of my party is up to snuff also. Which means keeping up with their armor and other stuff. Alright. Oh. Let me sell the little stuff, and let's see, we've talked, let's see, journal, that remains, inner circle. Well, I've already talked to everybody. I've talked to all my companions. I've made new armor, new weapon. Let's see, sold everything I need to sell. I can't unlock the treasure chests under the thing just yet. See. I've already found the requisition. Sorry, I'm running through the checklist of things I have to do before I go to the new map. Let's see. I already helped the guy in the potion house. I've did all my potions. Yep, I'm ready. I'm good. Oh, that reminds me. Did I spend everybody's point? Varric's got a point. Alright. Let's see. Sweet. Solus has got a point too. Yay, Solus. I don't really like Solus, but, you know, very much that can be helped about that. See, Winter's Grasp now damages and chills nearby enemies as well. However, only primary target is frozen. Enemies that are already frozen or chilled take massive damage when hit with Winter's Grasp. Okay, he doesn't have any fire. Could give him that. He doesn't have any lightning either. For now, I need to have for him to have Oh yeah, I never did find out, should we leave Cassandra as sword and shield, or should she be two-handed? 'Cause I can go either way on that.
Researching the Vague wishes to verify that the...
Ah, Lord Trevelyan. May I have a moment?
Well, yes, you may.
Yes, Ambassador?
I'd like to discuss your parents.
A little sudden, but it's time someone made an honest man of me.
What? Very amusing. This is serious. I'd like to dispatch a courier asking the bands of House Trevelyan to align themselves with us. What are your thoughts? Should we approach your family for their formal support of the Inquisition?
I'm not in their good graces. They adore politics, sadly. Not if it puts them in danger.
My parents are on a first-name basis with most priests in Ostwick. I have a dozen cousins in the Chantry. When they hear I've been touched by Andraste, you'll have to stop them from giving you money.
I'll take that as a yes. Valroyo has noted your lineage. It gives the Inquisition some legitimacy, although not so much as we hoped.
Why not?
You are from Ostwick. Orlesian nobles consider the Three Marches somewhat quaint.
Stuck up nobles. Actually, I am a noble, so you know, uppity individuals. They're not scared I'm a mage.
Even though I'm a mage, that doesn't give them pause.
Not an unfamiliar sight. Mages from noble families are given more leeway. Besides, Ostwick Circle had a reputation for being rather sedate.
You meant oh, I hated the confinement. I like the quiet.
My parents made arrangements. I visited home from time to time.
What parent wouldn't want to prevent their child from growing into a stranger? It must have soured your relations with the Templars.
The money helped. Couldn't trust them. They stayed out of their way. I'd fancied one of the Templars.
Templars at Ostwick were even-handed enough. A few were almost friendly.
Commander Cullen would be pleased. For a man no longer with the Order, he takes its faults quite personally. This place is no bastion of civilization, not like the Circle. I hope you don't find the living conditions in Haven too drastic for someone of your station.
This can't be what you're accustomed to, Ambassador.
One adjusts. I stay busy. It helps take my mind from our surroundings. And the cold. And the wildlife. And the lack of civilization for miles around. Why anyone lived here before we found Andraste's ashes. Cannot imagine.
I can't wait until we find a better place to live than a bunch of hovels in the middle of an ice storm.
Oh, it's such a relief to hear someone else say that out loud. If it were up to me, the moment it was safe, we'd relocate to Valrayo. Our enemies know where we are. We might live somewhere more civilized than we come.
If you find anything, please bring it in.
Alright. Time to go to the new map. Dun dun dun. Your war map is important, by the way. You have actually little side quests that can give you a lot of good things when you complete them. Dear Josephine, I have looked into the matter of your writer. That book, by the way, is truly dreadful and has been panned by every critic in Antiva. The publisher does not know the identity of the writer. They receive manuscripts by courier. I was able to track down the courier, however, who is receiving her packages from another courier out of Kirkwall. Best of luck. Ugh. Dear Lady Montpellier, splendid news. Lord Trevelyan's relatives have become much more careful about invoking the name of the Inquisition. In fact, they appear to be deliberately avoiding me as well, as if they're afraid that the more the Inquisition scrutinizes them, the more may be made clear to our eyes. Just imagine. I trust you are in good health. Tell me, how does the left hand of the Divine fare these days? Please pass on my compliments to your sister Liliana, whose work I always admire. Suck-ups. Commander Cullen, am I to understand you are in charge of the soldiers trampling on my lawns, providing food and refuge to the scrabble of filth burrowing into my land? A plague on you, sir, for spitting in the face of an honest nobleman, for taking advantage of my distress. Did my wretched neighbor Ben Treft whisper in your ear? Tell me what he paid you, so that I may at least know the price of your treachery, sir. My only consolation is that a few of the ranking file have come to join your farce of an Inquisition. In bitter disgust, Lord Kildren. Well, you know what, Lord? You can just go away. To whom it may concern, the Terran of Highever wishes to convey our deepest sympathies on the death of Divine Justinia V. The Most Holy was incomparable in her wisdom and dedication to peace, and we had high hopes that her conclave would succeed. We will hold a vigil in Highever in remembrance of Justinia and cordially invite the Inquisition to attend. Sincerely, Terran Fergus Kuzland. So, when you do a mission, a little side mission, you don't actually do it. You have to pick which of your inner circle you want to complete it for you. Liliana, your spy master, will always want to do something spy-like, because that's what she does. Cullen, he'll always want to do something involving soldiers or being all official-like, and Josephine just likes to do things diplomatically, you know, all politic-wise. That's because she's noble, and that's what she does.
Let us begin.
Yep. Alright. Oh.
To work?
Yeah, gain me some extra coin, would ya? Okay. Let's go to the Highlands. The hinterlands. Okay. this is party selection is important because the person you choose underneath your person, the first person you choose in the party, if your character dies, that's who it sends you to. So you always want to make sure that you put a class that you would do well with. Like me putting Cassandra after me would be a very big mistake because I suck as a warrior. So I'm gonna put Cassandra last. Thank you, Grizzly Bear, for relocating that. I didn't want it on the table anyway. Yeah, thank you for relocating that. Yeah. What you staring at me for, huh? Hi, Anime Boy 27. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are playing a male mage on Nightmare mode. I just entered a new map. I'm just waiting on the loading screen. Loading, loading.
I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. Everyone's a little nervous around mages right now, but you'll get no backtalk here. That's a promise. Harding, at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
No, there is, on Dragon Age Inquisition is a single player game, but there is a multiplayer function on the game that you can use to play, like, just killing a bunch of enemies with a bunch of other people, you know? But this part is actually single player only. I've only ever done the multiplayer part 2-3 times if I can help it. What, Bubba?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We should get to business. The situation's pretty dire. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
Okay. Change party. Requisitions. I hate doing requisitions. So... I mean, requisitions are the easiest way to get some power, but I really do hate doing them.
That may be worth investigating.
Okay. I only have a few multiplayer games I ever stream. Some I don't even stream. I need to go around. Aha. Jumping off that cliff was not my best idea.
Mother Giselle should be somewhere nearby.
I know she's somewhere nearby. I also know it's gonna hurt. Oh, look at all the dead people.
Inquisition forces. They're trying to protect the refugees.
Looks like they could use a hand.
Oh, we are not apostates.
I do not think they care, Seeker.
What the?
We are not Templars. We mean you no harm.
Ow! That hurt.
Listening. Be ready. More coming our way.
Ow! You bum? That hurt.
That's the end of it.
There are mages here who can heal your wounds. Lie still.
Don't touch me, Mother. Their magic is...
Turn to noble purpose. Their magic is surely no more evil than your blade.
What?
Hush, dear boy. Allow them to ease your suffering.
Mother Giselle.
I am. And you must be the one they are calling the Herald of Andraste.
What you said to that soldier?
We do not teach that magic is evil. We teach that pride is evil, and does not corrupt only mages. But I did not ask you to come simply to debate with me.
Then why am I here?
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it. I won't lie to you. Some of them are grandstanding, hoping to increase their chances of becoming the new divine. Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
happened was horrible.
Fear makes us desperate, but hopefully not beyond reason. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
They want to execute me, and you think I should just walk up to them?
You are no longer alone. They cannot imprison or attack you.
They could try.
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them. You just need some of them to doubt. Their power is a unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
You make it sound simple.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate or sent to help us, but I hope. Hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call, as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us, or destroy us. I will go to Haven and provide Sister Leliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to a gathering. It is not much, but I will do whatever I can.
Well, she makes that sound simple. Okay. Now we search.
In the area. We should speak with him.
Yeah, we'll speak with him in a minute. First, I gotta do what I gotta do. Claim this. Go in here and get this. I rarely ever actually read those letters. They're long-winded and just long-winded. Varric, move your butt.
Someone, anyone, please help my wife.
What's wrong with your wife?
She gets sick when the weather's foul. Can't catch her breath like cobwebs in her lungs. Our son Hindle makes a potion that lets her breathe. He's the only one who can make it, but he's joined that cult in the hills. Please, get to him and tell him what's wrong. Without that potion, she'll die.
Not a problem.
Fine day to you.
Oh, fruit. It is important to gather as much elf fruit as possible. Because later on you're gonna wish you had gathered a bunch of elf fruit.
You never did tell me why you dragged me to Haven, Seeker. I mean, what could I have told the Divine that you couldn't say yourself?
I thought she needed to see the chest hair for herself.
Say again?
I thought she needed to hear it from the horse's mouth, as it were. I also knew she would ask you to help us.
Help the Inquisition? Me?
A crazy thought, I know. Yet here you are.
That's a morsel of bread. Going to be a long, hungry night.
These people need food.
There are rams out in the hills. Good eating, cooked easy, and no lords around to kill you for poaching. Too dangerous to go hunting now. More likely to find mages than luck.
Good luck.
Luck won't put fat on your ribs. Not me.
Oh, fruit.
Things used to be peaceful around here.
What is this place?
Map-making tenderfoots named this the Hinterlands. But right here, it's nowhere. Just some fields, now a bunch of demons. I'm Giles, by the way.
I need to be on my way.
Make a watch over you, then.
Ooh, more elf fruit.
More cold weather coming. Fool villagers. Where are their coats?
What do you need to keep these refugees warm?
Blankets, warm clothes, all of it. These poor sods lost everything when the mages and the Templars went crazy. If we were in a village, I could just pinch a blanket off a clothesline and be fine. Out here, I'm sure the apostates have plenty of supplies, just haven't been able to find them.
Farewell.
And to you.
These are little side quests that are important. In this game, the side quests will help you get more power to unlock things, more things on your war table. Without power, you can't do several of the different missions. It takes a certain amount of power to... Oh yeah, I gotta talk to this guy.
You're with the Inquisition. Corporal Vale, thanks for your help. The Mages and Templars don't seem to care who gets caught in their war. The refugees here are in dire need of help. If the war doesn't kill them, cold or starvation will.
What other problems do these refugees face?
We've got some injuries that go beyond stitches and elf fruit. I know healers are in short supply, but if you can find someone in Redcliffe to help us, it would save a lot of lives.
You were concerned about refugees starving?
Yes. Many of them brought food, but they expected to be home by now, or safe in a city. There's a hunter up the hill who has some ideas.
Is there anything we can do to help people deal with the cold?
I asked the Inquisition to send blankets. You'd think I was asking for a wagon of raw lyrium. A recruit named Whittle is trying to make what we can bring in last. If you have any ideas, talk to him across the road.
What can you tell me about the Templars?
All the Templars were called to Val Royeaux not long ago. These bastards ignored the order. Now they're killing rebel mages, along with any refugees they think are mage sympathizers. Every Templar I've ever known has wanted to protect the common folk. These men defile their order's good name.
What can you tell me about the rebel mages?
The real rebels are up north in Redcliffe, dug in and taking care of their own. The ones out here are just apostates, locked up in the circles all these years, and now they've gone mad with power. The rebels in Redcliffe have washed their hands of them. I wish we could do the same.
What can you tell me about the man who's supposed to be getting horses for the Inquisition?
Horsemaster Dennett. He lives on a farm to the west. Tough old fella. We haven't heard from him. Best we can tell, he's holed up until the Mages and Templars are done killing each other.
Farewell.
And you as well.
Oh, that's right. That's why I have to... I just remember what I gotta do. Okay. You have your power level and your Inquisition perks. Okay. The perks can be spent on special skills at your war table. Like, I think I need 4 points right now for Inquisition perks, because there are 4 different perks that I would highly suggest to anybody that plays the game, and that would be perks that allow you to unlock certain conversation topics, like underworld knowledge and knowledge about, you know, mages and knowledge about warrior stuff, and that makes it to where even as a mage, I can convince people of things that normally I'd have to have my follower convince them of. But the fastest way to get the Inquisition perks, sadly, is to do the little side table quests, which takes forever. It's just a lot of grinding, basically. Oh, look, flower. That's all it is. Unnecessary grinding.
Set up camp.
Word for you.
What is it?
This could help us.
Like this. I have to get velveteen and decorative gems. There's only one way to get velveteen in this map. And decorative gems. That's why you always leave killing the mages and the Templars to last. Because if you plan on doing the requisitions, once you kill the mages and Templars,
Look, that's the King's Road down there.
they disappear from the map entirely.
Certain objects in the distance. I am not familiar with such magic.
Of course, it had to be a skull that lights up creepy shit.
Okay. Journal. The Hinterlands. Let's get all the rams first. Wait. Oh, before we do that, I need to fix their tactics. You can actually have them follow or defend certain characters. I have Solus and Cassandra defending each other. Oh boy. if you have Dispel, you can actually stop certain demons from even coming out. Ow. That's it. That hurt. A lot, in fact.
That tower is impressive, even as a ruin. I wonder what dreams it might hold. Oh, I missed one. What, Crazy? I'll be right back.
Come on, you had to come over here. There. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. But, you know, puppies. When they have to go, they have to go. Well, I know my puppy. He'll sit there and whine the whole time. First, I need to get him to evasion. Okay.
Beautiful area to have seen so much sadness.
Alright, I got 3. Oh boy.
Apostates! The apostates have fled to the hills.
Ouch. Hi, Grizzy. Each map has different resources. Like this one's got iron, onyx, and a couple other stuff.
What's this?
To connect the dots, that's what that is. To connect the dots, you gotta make the little symbol in the bottom right hand corner with only one string. Oh yeah, sword.
Weird.
Where does this lead?
Five. Six. Where do you think you're going? Hello.
Since the Renegade Templars faced a mage of any talent.
Ooh, serpent stone. Oh, wait. Alright. Oh, wait. There is something I have to do, and in a hurry, too. There's there are certain people you can get as helpers to your Inquisition that will help you. Each map has their own. I hate facing off against Templars. Because my magic bounces off their shield every single time.
You know, not every dwarf likes caves.
This must be one of the supply caches Recruit Whittle wished us to find.
Not too many people use knockout powder anymore. Well, it's not that knockout powder ain't a good skill, it is, but the enemy only stays knocked out until you hit them. Then they wake up. Missed, stupid. Why, thank you for your bow. Oh, wait, where's the dead chick? Okay, so it's a dead noble chick. Okay, this is the part where I have to hurry. Don't worry, you guys.
A Templar, I believe.
We can go back and kick their butts after we save this chick. Cause there's one of the people you have to find on this map. If you don't save her quick, she
Templar deserters.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
Alright. Saved her.
Redcliffe has seen more than its share of troubles. That the rebellion should play out here.
Looks like someone was having a picnic.
Yes. The mage must have been hunting for blood magic. The Templars attacked the apostate. I suppose I just got caught in the middle. So, the truth. I may have been, passing time with Eldreda.
I take it the Templars interrupted your very friendly picnic.
Yes. At first she was just a mage who saw me and didn't attack, but later we... So, are you going to report me?
Look, kid, if you can talk an apostate out of her pants in the middle of a war, you've got a gift. Use it. Make contacts, get information, and help the Inquisition. Do that, and our lips are sealed.
Alright. I can do that. And thanks for going easy on me.
Boat, my first agent required. I always want to save. This is the advanced time button. Instead of waiting for them to heal, I can give them the potion and then speed time up so the healing is much faster. All right. Okay. Solus, I want you to dispel these two. That hurt. I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably shouldn't have tried to take it on a lower level, but still hurt. Armor. Ouch. There should be... I think 4 or 5 of the followers, the agents on this map. What, Greasy Bear? I don't have anything, babe.
The Maker bring you to these hills?
My lady came to
I
the
know
conclave
you.
to support the
They call
divine.
you the Herald of Andraste for what you did at Haven. But are you? The Maker has not told me.
I am the Herald of Andraste.
And do you claim to hold power over the rifts the Maker has opened in the sky?
I can seal rifts, yes.
Then prove it. Show me that the rifts bend to your will, the will of the Maker. Show me the power you wield.
Until later.
Until the Maker brings you back to us.
I suppose it only natural that some would turn to worship him. If only in hopes
There is no food, baby.
While you were coming up, did you meet a young noblewoman with blonde hair and pale green eyes? Lady Velena should be here. We need to be together when the Maker comes.
I found a woman's body down the hill with a letter on it.
This letter, Velena has taken. But we were meant to be together. The Maker would not keep us apart. What am I supposed to do now?
The Inquisition needs men who believe as strongly as you do. Come and help us restore order.
Yes. If waiting here in the hills leaves innocents to die, then I will bring the Maker's word by the sword. My men and I will lend our strength to the Inquisition. Thank you.
Woohoo! I got another person to follow me.
And now only the Maker can restore what has been torn. We want no trouble here.
I assume you've heard about Prince Sebastian, Derek.
I know he invaded Kirkwall. Are you going to blame me for that, too?
I wasn't trying to.
You weren't trying to remind me how bad it is in Kirkwall, so you decided to talk about it?
I thought you might be concerned. It is your home.
Of course I'm concerned. I don't need you prodding me with a stick to prove it.
I greet you. My name is Hindle.
Hindle, your mother can't breathe. Your father sent me here for potion.
What? She was fine. She hasn't had the breathing trouble in... All right. I can help. Here. I have some already made. Go. Take it to her now. Hurry. Get her that breathing potion.